Alright, let's jump straight into business. Now, my goal is to basically review everything that I have missed. Last episode I reviewed, fully, was episode 10. And I was back, 4 months ago? Maybe 5 months, depending on, 4 months ago of the time of me recording this, actually. Anyway, 4 months ago. And ever since then, I missed out on 9 episodes. Yeah, I missed out on 9 episodes. So basically, I stopped reviewing at episode 10, and I got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 episodes that I haven't reviewed, and my plan was to review them all. Now, originally, I wanted to review them pretty quick, but because this show just shows so much, because this show just got a lot of love put into it, it's kind of hard just for me personally to talk about something just for a minute long, just for the sake of the video. So I'm gonna try my best to kind of sum it up quickly about everything that I appreciate about each episode and stuff like that. And then from there, I can actually, not only give y'all the reviews that I miss, but I can also catch up myself. Because I just wanted this to be a big old return and send off video for Dragon Ball Daima. And I've been working on it honestly this whole week. Not this whole week, but this whole year I've been working on it. I haven't been working on it consistently, but I have done all just a little bit things. But now I'm getting a lot more progress done, so now I'm trying to wrap all this stuff up. So this is my giant review. I've never done this before, so let's start with the first review. Episode 11, Dragon Ball Daima. Basically, in this episode, you might as well chalk it up to new beginnings, because we got a little insight into Nerva, and we got to learn a little bit why he did what he did in episode 1, why he let Goma make that wish to turn him on the kids and end up kidnapping Dende. And we got a chance to see the birth of Majin Buu, which is look like it's gonna be a really pitiful character at this point. And might I say, Majin Buu looked like a distant relative of Majin Buu, because he's so reminiscent of Majin Buu. He acts just like him. And what else? And I feel like this episode really did a good job of just explaining and adding more to the story, adding more to to the world building. And we even got a chance to see a really, really amazing fight between Majin Buu and Temagami 1 and Temagami 3 and Vegeta. And both fights kind of showed you the type of power they all working with. Majin Buu, the most powerful character in this episode, basically. But yeah, episode 11, I like how they just dive more deeper into Nerva, because in episode 1, it made it look like Nerva was a villain, one of them bad Namekians, but he was just going off of Gomen's lead. He was just going off of what Gomen wanted to do, but he made sure then they didn't get hurt, because he would have never signed off on it if he did. I like how he brought it up. So episode 11 is just a nice little setup episode to what's to come, and can't wait for more. I just seen episode 12, and best thing I can say is simply amazing. But this episode was already special. So much amazing stuff happened. I know you've seen it, but I'm gonna do something special for this episode as well. And I ain't just talking about drawing. Man, I'm not even alone in this episode. Isn't that right?
Man, hell no, you're not alone. Just so Goku and Vegeta be together, bro. Be together on this one.
Yo, facts, yo. Shoot. A little catching up, did the trick, didn't it?
Oh, it really did, bro. I'm glad you told me to watch the episodes and try to catch on, and that I did. And today we saw episode. What episode we saw today, bro?
Oh, we saw episode 12.
We saw episode 12 today, and boy, this episode was full of surprises. It was amazing. It was great. The fights, the characters, the settings, and the places where they were fighting. It was beautiful, bro. It was beautiful.
Nah, facts. Like this episode, bro. Let's just talk about the scenery. Like the scenery that this episode had. There's all the amazing stuff that happened in the background, especially like, especially like the environment. Like it's like a island, but it's like an Atlantic type island.
Yeah, it really is cool, bro. I love where Tamagami 2 lives out of Tamagami 3 or 1, because for Tamagami 3 we have you know, a rocky desert-like area, and for Tamagami 1, you know, he's literally at that castle, which was really, really cool. You know, like the whole style of the castle reminds me, you know, of Castlevania style, like. And Tamagami 2, it was so unique because they were fighting on this water-like place. You know, they were flying the whole time, and you know, they were really close to the water multiple times while they were fighting. And it was so good. The fight was really, really good, especially when the monsters show up as well. The best part that I really, really love about the fight with Vegeta was the way his Super Saiyan 2 transformation was like really shown when he was in the dark area of the sea monster, and you saw the electricity being used to make an explosion and come out of the mouth. Bro, that was so unique, because Super Saiyan 2 was so cool when it has the whole electricity effect, and you're hearing the electricity, but to see it like actually like come out like that, bro, like on so Infamous, bro, the game part 2, bro, like throwing the electricity out like that. That is so cool, bro. He displayed that like an electrical shock, bro.
Yeah, the fact that they actually set the whole fight up just for him to be inside the monster, just for them to do this cool effect, like, bro, that's some cool, careful planning right there. You gotta clap it up for stuff like that, you know?
Super Saiyan 2 was amazing and all, but he pushed him to Super Saiyan 3. And bro, when Vegeta transformed to Super Saiyan 3, bro, it was just one of the best and most amazing things that could happen. Why? Because not only did we get for so many years finally a Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, yo, I'm not talking loud because my parents and my family sleeping right now. I swear to God, I'll scream. But it's inspired from the original first creation of the Super Saiyan 3 by Akira Toriyama. So, yeah, man, bro, go ahead and take it, bro, because...
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold this Super Saiyan 3. I'm gonna be honest, I did get spoiled, you know. I seen only like a few like
man, I
pictures.
got spoiled with you, bro.
I know, right? Like because
YouTube, man, yo, stay away from YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Like, stay away. This is my advice to you. Stay the hell away from YouTube. I saw a thumbnail, man. They said Vegeta 3. I'm like, Vegeta 3.
Don't stay away from this video. But you know, if you don't want to get spoiled, you just, in a way, you just can't watch like stuff that's related to the stuff you don't want to get spoiled. And my best advice, it would be to actually have a second channel, one where you can watch whatever, and then one for you to kind of like, you know, do the other stuff that doesn't involve the things you don't want to get spoiled with. Because no lie, if you watch a bunch of Dragon Ball on YouTube, eventually YouTube's gonna be like, hey, this what happened yesterday. I hope you saw it, because now you did. So, but if you had another channel, another account, you know, they can only recommend the stuff you watch on there. So be careful what you watch if you don't want to be spoiled.
I don't know why I did. All I saw on YouTube was the trailer when this came out in trailer 2, and I guess because of that, they say, hey, you know, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I know you haven't been watching the animes, but you know, let's hit you with the biggest spoilers. But the fight was amazing. The way that Vegeta was fighting was crazy when he was Super Saiyan 3, and it's crazy to see Vegeta fight like that, because when Goku turns Super Saiyan 3, let's not forget his whole tone changes. The way he talks is so serious. The way he talks has this essence of, you know, I'm here to put an end to this quick. You know, his whole attitude is so different. And then to see Vegeta Super Saiyan 3, we already know Vegeta, you know, he's a serious person. He don't like talking when he's fighting. He does says his things and, you know, gets a certain way. But when he went Super Saiyan 3, bro went mute. He was so mute, he was holding his arms the whole time. And he was just getting the work done. So it makes Super Saiyan 3 so interesting. And I hope in the future they dive a little bit more into it, or in future episodes we see more of that, because when you turn into that form, it's not just a change of looks. It's also a change of mentality. But no, this episode, man, this episode is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, this episode was really dope, man.
Fire.
Really dope, man. This episode had a little bit of everything, a little callbacks, you know, some new stuff. Like I said, Vegeta, like you said, Vegeta's design is actually inspired by the original Super Saiyan 3, which was probably the best and coolest callback we ever even got from the show. Like, you know they care about Toriyama, and I'm all for it. But no lie, there is one gripe, and it would be Goma. Like, Goma needs to do something.
He looks too scared to do something, bro. I hope he does do something.
He ain't scared of yelling because he was Kai brother. You know he dangerous too, but he yelling at him like it's all his fault. And it's like, Goma, you the king, right? Go do something, you know? You letting all these pieces just run amok. You letting Arnisu get the Dragon Ball. You letting Goku, for a couple episodes, just get the Dragon Ball. You sending soldiers that are nowhere near as powerful to stop them. And all they're doing is telling you that they can't stop him. Like, bro, you need to transform. Alright, use that staff. And you need... Oh, and don't get me started on Nerva. Like, bro, why is your own Namekian dude that you wanted around, why is he helping him, bro? Like, go on, bro. Everybody's acting up, bro. You gotta do something, go. That's all I gotta say. Alright, hate to be on the side of the villain for a little bit, but... You know, this story is getting gooder and gooder, and honestly, he gonna have to turn up for this joint to become even great.
Man, listen, I agree with you, bro. The story's getting better and better. I feel like a lot of these characters are gonna turn up. But give me a quick sec. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna wrap it up here. Hope you enjoy the picture. I don't know what I'm gonna draw. I know it's gonna be special. Not too sure when it's gonna come out, but I'm happy you're here. I'm happy to do this, and I'm most happy to do it with Dog. He had to go real quick, but. You know, you got me. Alright. Episode 13. I will tell you, one thing that really stand out the most about episode 13 is just the environment. Like, it kind of is a shame I didn't get a chance to actually make a picture for this episode specifically. You know, but if I had to actually pick something, I would definitely get like the environment with the grass and the sky and all that tropical aspects they have with the giant fruits and stuff. Like, I would definitely probably draw the giant, like, big bad boss fight, probably with a health bar and everything, and I'll have like Goku and Vegeta and Piccolo struggling, because that's basically what happened at the later half of episode 13. But before that, you know, basically episode 13 begins with Goma basically saying, hey, you know, turn off Warp Sama, which is like the only thing that was like kind of pivotal to the actual story. But to be honest, episode 13 was a filler episode. But that doesn't mean this episode wasn't good. This episode was pretty nice. Like, everything was, especially when it comes to the environment. And honestly, I do like that character they have, you know. They basically showed us a new race called the Megaliths, and I don't know how to say it right, but they showed us a new race. And to be honest, if that race actually wanted to, they could take over the whole damn world. Because episode 13 showed us just how strong they was, and we only saw the child version. And then they also hinted that there's another planet that got an even bigger, badder species. If I had to get a summary for episode 13. Basically, it's about Goku and the gang crash landing on the planet with very powerful creatures and a very powerful species that honestly could probably give Goma, the Temagamis, the Germanite forces, and Goku and the gang a run for their money. It's sad that we probably not going to see them ever again, but it is what it is at this point. Episode 13 was not bad. Just a filler episode that kind of just could have played a big pivotal part to the story. So, episode 14 opens up with the Germanite Force. The Germanite Force is basically a homage to the Ginyu Force, and is a great callback. Heck, even Goma was looking like Frieza after they got done posing and all that stuff. So, after that, then you see Goku and the gang arrive to the tunnel that leads to the first demon world, and Goku tries to poke that same tunnel with the power pole or with the Maibo, however you want to pronounce it. And the tunnel literally had a retaliation and shocked him, and honestly knocked him out cold, showing just how strong the magic is in the demon realm. And thank God, not last episode, but thank God they ran into Nerva, and he just showed just how legendary he is. He put out his hand, made a little ball, and he literally opened the tunnel that goes from the second to the first demon realm. And it was revealed that he was the one that actually put it there because of the moms and all the bad stuff that was happening in Demon Realm, and he just wanted to put an end to that, so he ended up closing it, and then bam. So, Goku and the gang actually got a chance to go through that tunnel, and to be honest, another RIP moment, the ship. Let me tell you, every time they got a ship in Daima, that ship got destroyed. Are these guys that dangerous that they can't even hold on to something that's not even a character? But that's another ship, exploded because of the story. Hey, it is what it is sometimes. So, the ship got destroyed traveling through that tunnel, and no lie, they arrived on the first demon realm. And I gotta say that episode was very engaging. That episode was very, just dope to see, especially in the Nerva moment. It was more like a why Nerva is there type episode, you feel me? Let Nerva do his thing. Let her do the last thing before this final battle happens, you feel me? So, yeah, that episode was really, really nice, to be honest. So, episode 14, done. On to episode 15. So, yeah, episode 15, it starts off with them engaging with the Germanite forces. And I gotta say, you gotta hand it to the Germanite forces. Like, they got some serious firepower. Like, the forces that we seen in the previous worlds, like, they was not making any of our main protagonists sweat. But once they get to the first team world, they're like, oh, let's bring out the big guns. Like, I guess all that money they be taking from villages, I guess they go straight to the first demon world. That's exactly how it is with corporations and armies and stuff. So anyway, they get engaged by them, and they're getting a run for their money, which is good to see. Just kind of a little unbelievable, but it is what it is. But no lie, the next scene we get after that is the one with about the third eye. Now that scene is very, very important. Not only because I seen the end, but man, like, who would have known like such a powerful item was being carried by Haibasu? Like, Haibasu, you would think he was just the guy that drove the ship, the guy that picked up Vegeta and Bulma and Piccolo. Nah, he was the guy with one of the most powerful items that you ever seen in Dragon Ball. Literally be able to turn somebody that's a regular, I guess it's spoiler, but I digress. So yes, we get a chance to see about the third eye. And no lie, the third eye also came with some Deborah lore. We got some lore about Demon King Azura and how basically the reason why Deborah don't have it. And it's not really much Deborah lore, just something that Deborah did before the Kid Buu incident, or before you became Demon Lord, to be honest. So that's nice to see. After that, we come right back to our main gang, and they're just getting their butt whooped. Like, they're getting their butt whooped so much they brought out tanks. Tanks is about to really show them some of the strongest support weapons in Dragon Ball. They was really struggling. And no lie, at the very end, Paz's dad came through and just honestly saved the day. That's so cool. They gave them their little moment because we haven't seen them for a while. We haven't seen them since they got the ship. So the fact that he was not only the one that gave all them ships that got destroyed, he also was there at the very end, laying down support, and he even brought his little crew. And Paz is a princess, and he's the king, so it's nice to see. It's just some good stuff. I think this episode was also pretty nice. I love the kind of tension that it had throughout the whole thing. I like how it really showed the power of the Gemini. This is their last chance to get it right. They literally at Goma's doorstep, so they gotta clap it up for the Gemini. They did their thing. But on to the next episode. All right, episode 16. Now, I do want to make a little quick correction, basically, because in the last episode I didn't go over the scene that Anyasu had with basically Nami. I'm gonna call her Nami because she don't really have a name. They never really, gave her a name. They just put her into the story last minute. So her name's gonna be Nami because she likes treasure. And that's honestly, in episode 15, I thought that was actually Degresu dressed up as her, and I'm like, oh, that's a great disguise. But in this episode, it's revealed that no, she's her own character. And Degresu basically said, yo, we'll pay you whatever money you want. Go get that belt from this guy. Boy, she had one of the easiest jobs because of all the stuff we have seen in Daima. She got lucky. So, basically we open up with them deciding what to do, and they're gonna go look for Dende. So they decide to go into the castle, look for Dende. But before they even get to the castle, no lie, the Gemini force, they came through, and they wanted to just put a stop to them. And to be honest, they're not bad. It's just who they facing. But I kind of wish they would have had a pretty decent involvement in the story, like how the regular Gemini forces did. Sure, they basically got the same results, but at least the Gemini forces, they actually did something. You feel me? Something new. And that's all that was missing about the scene with the Gemini force. Now, they are very, comedic, and it was a great time to see them try, but they really wasn't going to do nothing. And that's just my one little gripe. But, Vegeta technically takes care of them like he did the last Ginyu Force, which is probably the best thing that we got from all that. Basically the new Ginyu Force. And to be honest, they they got done dirty, because even the last Ginyu Force did something. They didn't really do too much. So anyway, we get into the castle, and no lie, Degresu out here trying to, formulate his plan. And his plan was just to get out of town. Get out of Dodge. He look, I listened to Goma as long as I could. I'm about to get out of here my dang self. So he took Dende. I ain't gonna hold, he looked like he was about to do something bad, but he took Dende and was gonna try to go find a ship and just fly on out of here, But luckily, Goku stopped him. Goku catched up to him, sensing Dende's energy. And to be honest, he actually did something. He had them at a standstill. He was gonna literally, blast Dende as a baby. He look, I'll turn into a baby executioner if I have to. I just want to get out of here. He really didn't want to do that to Dende, really, because he wanted, he really didn't want to do that. So he could have, he didn't, and thank God Paz was there to distract him, and Glory was there just to get that gun out of his hand, and bam, they did it. They successfully rescued Dende. It was an amazing scene. And now we cut to the part where Nami basically interrupts Goma, because Goma out here freaking out, talking about what he gonna do. Goma never really had any type of transformation, anything. There's a reason why he was behind the scenes, literally watching Daima as we watching Daima, because he ain't really had nothing. He just had the king title, and that's it. So he watching Degresu go down. He happy, but at the same time he's freaking out because he don't know what he gonna do. Luckily, they really wasn't worried about him. And the girl came through, and she basically gave him the belt. And once he saw that eye, the third eye, man, he started formulating a new plan. He had to get it out the belt first and everything. And he told Nami to go get whatever treasure she wanted in the back room and everything. And the funny thing is, the reason why she was there is because after he gets the item out the belt, he needs someone to put it onto his forehead. So he got Nami. It's the last thing she was gonna do for the story. put the little eye on his forehead, and then complete the whole Goma final boss transformation, which was nice. And to be honest, he was bigger than Jiren, so maybe that was a little homage to Super. Who knows? But he looked like he wasn't playing. He also still looked kind of goofy though, because his face is cold, like kind of like simple. So he looks serious and goofy. Like he looks serious below and goofy up top. Yeah, really goofy head. But hey, you know, he's iconic. He's an iconic villain, I'll tell you that. So episode ends with Goma transforming and about to just give it to them. And there is a part where Annie and Sue pull up with Do and Ku, and you know, she's about to start doing something with them. And overall, this episode was you know, a blast. Other than the Germanite force not really doing too much to the story, other than them, you know, this episode was not bad at all. You know, really setting up what's to come. So on to the next episode, episode 17.